So I had a very weird idea for a Transformers video. This isn't something I normally ever do, but I found myself the other night going to Seibertron.com and just refreshing the generic random Transformers toy gallery page and just discussing the figures on it to myself. And I figured, why not just make it a video? Why not just spend some time refreshing this page and just discussing the toys that are here, saying which ones I have, how I feel about them, because it's one of the best ways to just get a random look at so many different weird random Transformers that have been made throughout the years. I won't be clicking on each individual gallery because I don't want to totally plagiarize Seibertron, because seriously, check them out. They are the best pictorial database for Transformers toys. So if there's any of these figures you're like, oh, I want to learn more about, just go to Seibertron.com and look. I always have pronounced it Seibertron. I've heard some people just call it Seibertron. It's spelled weird, so I've always pronounced it slightly different, so people know what I'm talking about. Because once I say Seibertron, they're like, oh, yeah. Alright, so let's get into it. Let's just start talking about what the ones you've been looking at. So first up, we've got Jolt. Seibertron Jolt right here. I do have him. He was actually one of the last Seibertron minicons I really wanted. He's a pretty cute one. I like how his dome kind of rotates for the transformation. Goob Tube. I've never heard of that bot. I'm not really a bot fan. Something about him. I've got Burgertron, because Burgertron is iconic. But other than that, I don't really have any, nor do I really care to. Universe Blaster. That's a really good one. That's a reprint of Seibertron Soundwave. I really do enjoy that color scheme for that mold. I don't know if I'll ever get it someday, but if it's something I walk into a store and they've got it for like $20, it might be hard to say no. I've really been getting into the Dark of the Moon Cyberverse stuff, so that crankcase right there is actually one I would love to get at some point, but it's not a priority. It's definitely not a priority. I'm really hoping that Hatchet from Buzzworthy Bumblebee comes out soon. Skywarp Comic-Con exclusive, that looks like it's a retool of maybe Seibertron Legends Starscream. Looks like the Legends one, because I'm seeing like those posts on the shoulders. I really do like Seibertron Starscream. I have the huge one. I have like the Year of the Horse one. I don't remember which animal it was, but I've got that. It's an interesting one. I have the Voyager too, the red one. Ooh, Combiner Wars Drag Strip. I think that's the G2 deco. I don't have any form of like G2 Menasor except a G2 Breakdown. Not the original one. Oh my gosh, not the original one, but the Combiner Wars repaint. I really do like G2 decos, but not all the time. I don't go for them super often. This one's cool. Ghidorah, Transformers Go. I love those Transformers Go guys, where they retooled the head and kind of gave them a different deco altogether. There's some really good ones. Ghidorah, however you say that, is actually one pretty high up on the list of ones I'd love to get. Pack Rat the Thief. That's just a BotCon repaint of good old Generations 30th Rat Trap. Man, I kind of miss BotCon repaints, but we do still get stuff like that in Generation Selects, but Generation Selects has really been slowing down lately. Alrighty, refresh. What do we got next? Alright, we got some weird ones. Okay. Oh no, Cheetor. Alright, so Club exclusive Air Razor. That looks like a repaint of Beast Machine's Jetstorm. I've actually never seen that before. That's a weird one. Don't know how I feel about that. Legends Waspinator. That's like a repaint of the 30th Waspinator, but an actually good deco. That's a neat one. Beast Wars 2 Skywarp. I do have the, not really Generation Selects, but like the Kingdom Skywarp. It's a really cool one. In America, he was called Silverbolt, but, you know, kind of confusing since there's two Silverbolts in Beast Wars. I would love to see a new Magnaboss. I really would. The Kids Logic stuff. I don't have any of the Kids Logic stuff. They're like these cute little chibi figures that have light-up eyes. I've kind of wanted one, but they're not something I've ever felt like spending money on. Armada Jetfire is a cool one. I love that Collectors Club, BotCon, whatever it was, Astro Trained repaint. That is notoriously Thews, like one of his favorite Transformers figures, and I love that one. So I don't know if I'll ever end up with that mold. Funny though, they have it right next to PowerLink Super Optimus Prime, because they go together. I don't have a version of original Armada Prime with the super power up everything. I will be getting the new Commander class, because it's Optimus Prime, of course I am. But I don't know how I feel about the the Power Links version, like the original. It's just a brick, basically. Knight slash Cheetor. This is a freak. He's a freak right there. Look at that face. Oh my gosh. I do kind of have a soft spot for Beast Machines, though, in a weird way. I didn't really grow up with it outside of having, like, a little scavenger Viacon and, like, some little McDonald's toys. But I kind of like it. I haven't seen the show. I don't know if I ever will. Oh yeah, they repainted or they reissued G1 Trypticon. I have the Big Titan class Trypticon. I'm good. I'm set. But I do have a soft spot for a cool robotic T-Rex guy that can move, that has moving feet. I think that's super cool. All right, refresh. What do we got? What do we got? Ooh, I love this one. This is the Weaponizer Bumblebee from Transformers Prime. That one's pretty cool. That's the original deco with the lack of black on the shoulders. I only have the talking Bumblebee, so that's one I wouldn't mind having more, maybe another version of with the Weaponizer one. Alright, so we're just getting some Headmaster Minicon action going on here. We're not really Minicon like Micromaster. There's Infinitus. Is that the one that goes with Sentinel Prime? I never got that Sentinel. I wish I did. Good old High Q, Stormcloud. I think they did a newer Stormcloud lately, if I'm not mistaken. I think I have the... Didn't they do a Stormcloud repaint from Big Universe Power Glide? I have that. I think that's the original Stormcloud. That's pretty cool. Alrighty, Dion. I forgot they did a Dion e-hobby repaint at a wheelie. Man, I can't wait to get my hands on the new Dion from the SDCC set. I ordered it, but it was sent to my brother's house. So I gotta wait until I see him again until I grab it. Dirt Boss, that's a cool one. That's one of the only monster truck Transformers I can think of. It's one of the only ones. I have it, I love it, but they need to do more monster trucks, dude. They're really slacking in that department. Like a crossover with Gravedigger would be really cool. Underbite from Robots in Disguise. He's one of the first Decepticons in RID. I can't pinpoint what exact version that is. Is that like the little Legion class? I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of him. Premium Scorponok. I think that looks like just the little pack-in with probably the premium blackout. I really do like those premium Voyager class guys that, or not just Voyager class, the premium guys from the first movie. Because I have premium Megatron, and that is a really nice deco for the leader class Megatron. Refresh. Oh, dude, we got a cool one here. Track Battle Roadbuster. I have that Roadbuster, and I adore it. I got it at the flea market. And something about that deco for that particular NASCAR is the orange is really good. I don't have the green. I want the green. I didn't get the Studio Series Wreckers. I didn't get them. I kind of feel like I should have gotten them, but I didn't. And I don't know how I feel about my decision, because I have like the original Dark of the Moon toys. You know, I've got Human Alliance, Roadbuster, and Leadfoot. I've got Deluxe, Topspin. I have them, but man, I kind of wish I would have gotten the studio ones, just a little bit. But that is a very cool deco for Roadbuster. Ramhorn, man, those FOC cassette dudes, they were like data discs, though, weren't they? They were kind of neat. They had little containers you could put them in, but they were just kind of, they existed. But for the longest time, those were our iterations of those characters. And we still don't have a new Ramhorn. That's still my Ramhorn I have on my, generation shelf. That's still the one I have. Armor Hide. This is actually, putting it out there, this Armor Hide is a toy I'm looking for. I want every deco of G1 Brawl. I want every deco, and I do not have this gray Armor Hide. I also don't have either of the tan ones. So I think those are some of the last decos I need, because I've got the blue one, I've got the G2 one, I've got the G1 version. I've got a decent chunk of Brawls and Armor Hides, but I don't have that gray one. Good old Robot Heroes. What can I say? I love them. With gun! With gun! That's great for little kitties. G2 Laser Optimus. I don't have that mold. I don't have the mold. I have the new one. I have the new one 3 times over. Optimus, Scourge, and Toxitron. Toxitron's my favorite out of that. But man, I kind of want the Scourge, the original RID Scourge. Because this is just an iconic toy, dude. That's a great figure. Combiner Wars Bombshell. Expect to see him on the channel soon, actually, because I'll do an old versus new with him versus the new Legacy one. I do like this one. I do. It always bugged me you couldn't turn his head. But overall, it was a pretty nice figure. Noble Savage, what a weirdo. What a weirdo. Again, from kind of Beast Machines, here, Beast Wars Returns, that's the, Takara iteration. Noble Savage, weird thing. Dark Wings from Super God Master Force. So I'm not going to lie, I'm not super well-versed in the late 80s, early 90s Japanese G1 era of Transformers. I'm not super well-versed in them. So these Dark Wings, I am actually unsure if I've seen those before. I don't know if they transform or not. I guess not, since the picture is just the vehicle mode. That's interesting. I'll have to look into that a little bit more. I need to watch the shows. I think if I just watch the shows, I'll have a good idea of everything. All right, refresh. Slapdash. That is a good old Revenge of the Fallen Scout class. Love him. So great. I don't have Slapdash, though. I've got Nightbeat. It's so cool how the mold actually has an opening mouth. That's really neat. I love that guy. I don't think I've talked about him in one of my Scout class videos yet. Von Rise 5-inch Optimus Prime plush. I think I have that. I think I have that somewhere. I think I found it at the flea market for like $2.50. And I bought it because I'm a loser. And yep, I have that. Armada Skywarp. I would love to see the new Armada Starscream mold repainted for Skywarp. I don't have the original mold. I'm not too big on Armada. As looking down, we'll talk about more. But it's a cool one. I like that head sculpt. Sidearm Sideswipe. That is one I wouldn't mind having. Not really sure if I want the actual Sidearm Sideswipe mold or like that deco. Because I really love that Dark of the Moon like blue and yellow repaint. Because I think that's a repaint of Sidearm Sideswipe if I'm not mistaken. Movie Sideswipe's a really cool one. I wish we would get some more love for him. Zad1. Arms Micron. Zad1. Wonder who he came with. What a weirdo. I do kind of miss Arms Microns, though, even though they've kind of brought him back for Rise of the Beasts, or, wasn't it called, is it called, what's it called in Japan, Rise of the Beasts? I don't remember. I have no idea. I don't remember. But they call those little, like, Beast Alliance little Target Master weird guys, they call them Arms Microns, and it's really cute. I love that. This, again, putting it out there. I'm putting it out there in the radio waves. Shattered Glass Optimus Prime from the Classics mold is one that I'm looking for. I'm hoping I can get it for a decent deal someday. Because I love Shattered Glass Prime, but I didn't just want the Earthrise one repainted. For me, when I think Shattered Glass Optimus Prime, I think of this Classics mold right here. I think of this toy. So hopefully I can get that someday. Dark Saber from Armada. That's one of those mini-con combiners that turns into a big gun, or a big sword. I don't know why I said gun. Yep, that's a thing. Pretty neat. Not really in Armada, like I said earlier. Sideways from Robots in Disguise. I'm not familiar with that one. RID is another part that I'm a little weak on. But that's cool looking, though. That's one I'll have to go back and revisit. I don't think I've ever seen him before. That's one great thing about Transformers. There are so many dang toys for Transformers. You can literally collect these for, like, I've been collecting Transformers for 11 years now. I've been diehard for 11 years, and I still see toys I've never seen before. I still do. There are so many. Unless you are, like, devoted, like, unless you are a Transformers historian, you will never know them all. And I love that about these. So let's keep going with this refresh. G2 Brawl, like I said, that's one I've got right there. Pretty cool. I love that deco for him. Alternity Megatron. That's a cool one. I like that one. I don't have any Alternities except for Optimus Prime. Megatron's one I wouldn't mind having someday. I wouldn't mind having all the Alternity molds, to be honest. But that Megatron, the head looks kind of interesting. Midnight Express, that is, again, putting it out there. RID Rail Racer is actually one I would love to get someday. Definitely want to get Midnight Express and all the other two. I'm trying to remember their names. Rapid Run, Midnight Express, and I know Rail Racer's the combined form. Oh, geez, I don't remember the other one. I know Thew. Shout out to him again. He did like this funny little rhyme for who had which gun. And I used that to remember their names, but I am blanking right now. I do not recall. Age of Extinction Bumblebee, what a weird one. I talked about him a bit in my Big Bumblebee video. I don't know if I'll ever do a big video like that ever again, man. I don't know if I have it in me. But that's a cool one. I wouldn't mind seeing a Unique Toys take on Age of Extinction Bumblebee. Because one of the only third-party companies I actually pay attention to is Unique Toys. And I would love to get an AoE Bumblebee from them. Striker Optimus. That is a retool of Revenge of the Fallen Leader Prime for Dark of the Moon, and that is an amazing toy. I would love to get the Striker Optimus someday. I've just got the normal ROTF Leader, so it'd be kind of neat to have a slightly different one, but still have the same toy again, because it's just that great. Beast Machine Snarl, that's one I've never really paid any mind to. That is a very interesting robot head. That is very interesting, but very on-brand for Beast Machines. Bright, weird colors, weird animalistic face, very odd. Freeway Brawl Optimus. I don't think I've ever had that specific deco for that Optimus Prime. I've got the one that's like the G1 deco, like G1 Optimus deco movie Prime. I've got that one. It's a really, really nice Voyager, man. If you're looking for the be-all, end-all movie Prime, that ain't it. But it's just a fun Voyager-class chunky Optimus Prime from 2007. And Run Over from Armada, that's a mini-con, all right? That's a mini-con. All right, I don't know how long I'm going to be doing this. Let's keep going, though. Bonsai Transformers BotBots, weird one. Very weird one. Again, not a BotBots fan. Nightblade's a Sideswipe. That almost looks like it might be... I don't know if I've ever seen that version before. Is that like a fast action battler style? Not quite sure. Springer, Generation Springer. I love this toy, but I don't have Springer anymore. I have Sandstorm. Sandstorm is, to me, the superior deco of the mold. It's just so much cooler with those big wheels, and it's Sandstorm, man. We need a new Sandstorm, but that's Springer. Get yourself a version of that mold someday. In Transformers Cloud, I was just thinking about this the other day. Transformers Cloud, they repainted it into Rodimus Prime. And that is such a clever repaint, and it works really well, honestly. Countdown, Universe Classics 2.0, that's a cool one. Isn't that straight up just like a Micromaster just made into a big old dude? I'm pretty sure. That's cool, though. I think I actually might have. That might be one of the few Micromasters I have. Is actual Countdown. Zaptrap, just a BotCon redeco of Shrapnel, Scrapnel, whatever you want to call him. Pretty cool deco, I guess. I don't really have much to say on that one. Animated Voyager Prime, amazing figure, really amazing. Love that one. I'm really curious. There's all the whispers, all the rumors, all the leaks about a legacy animated Optimus. I'm really wondering how that's going to turn out if that does happen, because I love Animated Prime. I love the reinvention of the character, and I wonder how they'll do that. Animated Blur, that's one of my favorite animated toys. I love that one. I got that at it was a store called Game Swap in the now dead Tri-County Mall in Cincinnati. Rest in peace. And I was so excited. I got a lot of animated figures from that place. I think I got Blur, I got Megatron, I got Ultra Magnus, I got Wreck-Gar, I know I got Blur, I feel like I got a couple others, but I got a lot of my animated collection from there. Encore Brawl, I actually have an original vintage G1 Brawl. It's so funny, we're seeing so many versions of him, it's like they know. It's like they know that's a weird niche of mine. But I don't really think I'm too worried about having, here's the Encore version. Alright, refresh. Let's see. Ooh, Megatronus, Robots in Disguise. I have the version with the mask, because it just makes him look more like the Fallen, and I think that's pretty neat. It's a really cool figure. If you kind of like Robots in Disguise a little bit, that is one I kind of suggest. They did him, Megatronus, the Fallen. They also did, whatchamacallit, Bludgeon. They repainted it into Bludgeon. That's a really solid figure, too. Dark of the Moon Skids, woohoo! Hooray. I actually have the Human Alliance one. I got it in the P.O. box. I do really like that lime green and black. I do like that. But other than that, man, Skids and Mudflap, I hope we never get them in Studio Series. I hate them. I do have toys of them for the long... Oh, that's a burp. I almost burped. I've been fighting it for minutes. Anyways, for the longest time, I tried to avoid having toys of them because I dislike them that much. But I ended up with a little Legends class mud flap from the thrift store. And in the P.O. box, I got Dark of the Moon Skids. I think I got the Deluxe and the Human Alliance. But I did decide to actually buy the ice cream truck. I was like, you know what? I think it's time I just suck it up and just get the ice cream truck toy because it's kind of iconic. Anyways, moving along. Generations Blitzwing. That's a piece of crap. Not very often do I just straight up call a Transformer toy garbage. But that Voyager Blitzwing is no good. It has a... What are some positives? The faces are nice. The faces look cool. But the problem is the faces are so hard to actually swap because they're all like this soft plastic for whatever reason. What else is positive about him? The tank mode was kind of nice. Other than that, pretty trash. G1 Perceptor, that's a cool one. I don't have G1 Perceptor, but I love his head sculpt. I love the G1 Perceptor Battle Mask head sculpt, and I love that for the Generation Selects Magnificus, they gave him that head, because I love Magnificus. Just the name, Magnificus, it's so stupid. I love it. Armada Cliffjumper. I didn't know they used the name Cliffjumper for a mini-con. That's weird. Because I know for Energon, I guess Cliffjumper got an upgrade to just a full-on dude instead of being a mini-con. It's so funny all the little name usage they used for Armada. Cryo Scourge. That deco is incredible. That's an homage to Cryotech. And that blue, the two-tone blue, I'm such a sucker for. I have the actual Scourge. I do have Scourge, but if I could get either Cryo Scourge or the Cryo, like the blue Predaking they did for Predacons Rising, that would be cool too. Blizzard Strike Drift. Man, remember all that weird Blizzard Strike stuff they did for RID? And it was in the show too. They actually had redecos in the show, and they did them for toys. It kind of irks me to this day. For Robots in Disguise, they're like, oh, let's do Blizzard Strike. Let's do this mission, that mission. And they actually made the toys. But for Transformers Prime, they couldn't make Black Bumblebee and they couldn't make Blue Smokescreen. Infuriating. I really hope APC Toys someday just like does knockoffs of Bumblebee and Smokescreen and does them in those Beast Hunters colors. Smokescreen never even got a properly colored white version, which is great. Unite Warriors Ironhide. That's the Combiner Wars name in Japan. I had that Combiner Wars Ironhide. I did get rid of it. And I kind of wish I didn't get rid of a lot of my weird Combiner Wars Autobot dudes, because I have Combiner Wars Optimus Prime, and I kind of could have done a G1 Autobot Combiner out of him, but I'm not that worried about it. It's like I have that toy already as first aid. You know, I have the toy itself, just in, you know, slightly retooled. We went through so many Ironhides to finally get to Studio Series. It took us so long. Universe, Combiner Wars, Siege, Earthrise, finally Studio Series. Alright, let's do a few more refreshes. So, Knockout from Transformers Prime. I did a video on him kind of recently. Oh, we've got a really nostalgic one here. Oh, wow. Okay, anyways. So, Knockout is a pretty good toy. I would love to see him with a proper deco someday. Again, APC Toys, they've been doing knockoffs of Transformers Prime stuff. They've been giving them really good decos. So, you know, fingers crossed, maybe. Breakdown GTS. Those GTS redecos for Seibertron are kind of cool. I don't really have any of them. I do like the Breakdown GTS one, though. Maybe someday, but I've got the normal Breakdown. That's very low on my list. It's something I would never hunt for, but if I just saw it at like a toy show or something for $5, I'd probably grab it. This, though, RID Transformers Prime Optimus Prime. That right there is one of my very first Optimus Prime toys. Is it that great? No. Like, in hindsight, it's not that great. But just seeing that figure is just so sentimental to me. It's such a great toy. For me, nostalgic-wise. Toy-wise, again, if you want Optimus Prime from Prime, get the first edition. Or the APC Toys knockoff, you know, wink wink. But that still means a lot to me. First edition Starscream, really cool one. I feel like you gotta paint that head crest red, though. It's a bit of a tongue twister. I painted mine red, and it just looks so much better, because it's red in the show. Why couldn't they just cast it in red plastic? I guess because it's probably from the same mold as, like, the knee pads, and those are gray. But still, it looks so much better in red. I had no idea. It's been hovered for a second. I had no idea they did G1 or Beast Wars Dinobot in Armada as Grimlock. I knew they did him as Grimlock in Beast Wars, but I had no idea they did him in Armada, too. That's a weird one. I think that's the robot replica Starscream. I think so. I have that one. It has a chewed hand. I think I got that in the box from Logan, I think. Yeah. Got that in the box from Logan. I'm so bad with names. I'm sorry. It's a neat one. It's a neat one. I'm just such a sucker for movie Starscream, though. It's such a cool design to me. G1 Shockwave. I have a KO reissue of that toy because they've never really reissued it. They never really have, so you just have to get a knockoff if you want to reissue. It's personally, for me, G1 toys, I don't mind having originals from time to time, but I'm more comfortable with reissues. Because for me, Transformers are meant to be played with. And I feel more comfortable playing with a toy that's, a remold of a toy from 30 years old, released last year, instead of something that genuinely is 30 years old. But now we're pushing like 40 years old nearly. Yikes. But yeah, that is actually one of the best G1s in my opinion. Another little Armada dude. They've really been shoving those Armada dudes in our face for this. Very interesting. Another refresh. Ooh, got some interesting ones here. Definitely some stuff to talk about. Revenge of the Fallen Rampage. That's us from the Ultimate Devastator. I do have that since I now have Ultimate Devastator. Hooray for me. Very weird toy. Very weird. I'm just missing a couple little parts on it, but I'm not worried about that. Terradive from Armada. Another little mini-con. Don't really have much to say again. Generations Warpath. So, fans of mine that have been watching my channel for since 2012, which I'm sure there's not a lot of you, but I did very old, crappy videos back in the day where I was, showing off things I had gotten on my crappy little digital camera I got for Christmas. And there was one time I was talking about, I went to Tuesday morning, and I got this Transformer. I don't remember his name. War something. I couldn't remember his name. I've had that guy for a long time, man. That Generations Warpath. Love him. Absolutely love him. I wouldn't mind having a repaint of him someday. I love the toy that much. It's funny, though. You can see in the picture, the missile is out of the missile rack because it has this really long back stem, which is super annoying. So anyone that has that toy, they don't even display the missile with him because it just looks so ugly. Skyfire from Henkei. That's a Takara repaint of the Classics Jetfire. I don't have Jetfire anymore, but I have the, I always blank on his name. Like the blue and yellow repaint from Universe, I think. I don't know why I'm blanking on his name right now. It's a great toy. But I just don't remember the name. Energon Hotshot, that's a weird one. That face is just so creepy. What were they thinking? Going from Armada Hotshot's design to that weird big baby face, weird puppet mouth Hotshot from Energon. That looks scary. I don't like that. Stinkosaurus Rex from BotBots. I do have to admit, BotBot namings are pretty funny. The namings for BotBots are pretty funny, but I just can't do it. So, Siege Astrotrain. This is one of those that I felt like was a Voyager Plus that wasn't really worthy of being a leader class, and I didn't get it. I don't have that Astrotrain. I just have the Titan's Return to Kara one with the gray and purple colors. I just don't... It's taller than this one, and this is a leader class. I'm really hoping we get like a Studio Series Astrotrain or something from 86 that's huge. Like a proper big Astrotrain. That would be really cool. But that was such a disappointment. Leader class Astrotrain, and he's shorter than old Voyagers that came out 2 years ago. Trash. Blacker from Victory. What a guy. I do love those late G1 head sculpts, though. I do love those. Good old Blacker. Man, the namings for the Japanese ones are so weird, too. They're so weird. Alrighty. I will stop when I feel like stopping. So we have Alert from Transformers Henkei. You had to get Alert from Henkei instead of Red Alert if you wanted one with the red head, because the American Red Alert was only black head. And, you know, everyone really knows Red Alert as having the red head, but the G1 toy had the black head, so Hasbro was like, oh, we'll give him the black head. Pretty cool toy. I do like that mold. I have it as Sideswipe and Sunstreaker, and I actually really like that duo. I really prefer that mold for Sunstreaker even over the Earthrise one. I don't have that Earthrise Sunstreaker. I just didn't feel like it was better because it just wasn't for me. There's a redeco of Beast Wars Terrorsaur Hydra. What a guy. What a guy. Cliff. It's so funny. Look at this. Look at how Japan, their namings. Instead of Red Alert, it's Alert. Instead of Cliff Jumper, it's Cliff. That is a nice little Legends Bumblebee mold, though. I do like that one. And here it is, literally, again, right here. Reveal the Shield Gold Bumblebee. Totally not Goldbug. Pretty nice little mold. I have just a Bumblebee version of it. Battle Damaged Megatron. That's a little Legends class guy right there. Kind of nice deco for a little Legends class, though. That's surprising. This right here, this is my favorite animated toy, Rodimus. I have it as Rodimus, and I have it as BotCon Breakdown. That is a very high gem for me. I love that BotCon Breakdown. And this Rodimus is very, very cool. I got it at the thrift store. One of my best thrift store finds. This right here, I'm happy I can talk about this a little bit. The Revenge of the Fallen Combiner Legends class Devastator. That's a cool one. It's one I wouldn't mind someday, but I do have like the big Studio Series Devastator, so I'm like, do I really need a little Legends one? I don't need it. I feel like if I would get it, I would get that neat all green exclusive repaint they did for it. That's really fun. But I don't need it. It's cool though. It was a really cool idea and kind of funny that to have like all the actual Constructicons have individual robots, vehicles, and combiner parts. You had to go Legends class. You know, the Ultimate didn't even have robot modes. That's so shocking to me. Blast Shield Barricade. That looks like a Power Battler. Really nice head sculpt though. That's even a better head sculpt than the Deluxe. That's surprising. All right. We're going to end it here soon, though. Let's do, oh, wow, look at those eyes. Look at the eyes on him. We'll do a couple more, and then we will end it. And you'll set to let me know if you want me to do another one. Quick Shadow from Rescue Bots. That was an interesting one. I don't collect Rescue Bots. I have some from just the thrift store, pretty much. But I remember Quick Shadow. That was like a new character. She was like I think it was a she. Wasn't she like a ninja bot or something? Kind of cool that they had a new character for Rescue Bots. Look at that, Optimus Prime. Actually, I think that's I don't remember what they're called. It's like the truck, and you rev it back, and it goes forward, and the little robot flips up. I don't remember what it's called, but I have this Optimus, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I have it with those weird eyes. Pretty sure I do. Power Core Combiner's Waterlog. Look at that head. That's really cool looking. I really wish I had more Power Core Combiners. I really do. I have a lot of the core, like, torso bots. I've got, like, 4 or 5 of those. But I don't have a single limb bot. I've only got, like, one of the little Minicon buds. But I don't have a single limb bot. I can't make any combiners out of my Power Core Combiners. I just need to buy a set someday. I just need to buy a set of Power Core Combiners just to have limbs to be able to actually make a combiner out of them finally. Rabby Crater from Zone. What a guy. Scrap Metal from Seibertron. I love that guy. I wish I had all the decos of him, but I think a lot of them were like Takara decos. Not really interested in that, but, you know, that's very cool. I have 2 of them. I have one with the shoulder pad and one without it. I was able to find one with the shoulder pad. Because the first one I think I got it at the flea market, and I didn't realize it was missing a piece, and I'm like, oh, man. But see, since it's a little army builder dude, it doesn't make that much of a difference. There's another Kids Logic guy. Kind of surprised he showed up again. Encore Ravage. You know, Encore, hooray. I actually didn't realize, though, I didn't realize it at the time, that SDCC Beast Wars Ravage set with the reissued G1 Ravage. I didn't realize that's the first time they've actually printed on his deco instead of just having it stickers. That's pretty interesting. Speaking of that, BotCon Stunicon animated set, there's drag strip from it. Very interesting choice of mold for drag strip, a normally male Transformers character, to be repainted from RC drag strip. I always thought that was a very interesting choice of mold, but it works. It works. All right, let us finish up here soon. Okay, I think this is the perfect page to end on because in the bottom right we have one of the most iconic Transformers toys never released. But let's do this page, and we are done with this video. And you'll have to let me know if you want to see this again in the future. I've personally had a ton of fun making this, but you'll have to let me know. Alright, so we've got G1 Bludgeon. I do not own an actual G1 Pretender. I would love to someday. My favorite's probably Skullgrin. So I'd probably go for Skullgrin, but Bludgeon's look at him, dude. Skull Samurai, that's sweet. I can't wait for the new Bludgeon. I know some people have issues with it, but come on, the Tarn mold is super fun. It's Bludgeon. Get over it. Classics Universe Starscream, that's weird. I've never seen that before. That's a repaint of Seibertron Thundercracker, the Little Legends Thundercracker, as Starscream. I've never seen that before. That's really cool. Ultra Magnus. That is a cool one. I am a huge sucker for white Optimus Prime with that blue mouth plate as Ultra Magnus. I'm such a sucker for it. I have the Classics repaint. I have both the Siege and the Kingdom Ultra Magnus, and I display the Siege one as just the white Prime. I just got a bootleg of Studio Series Optimus in the Ultra Magnus colors. I just got that. I'm just such a sucker for it, and that deco for that mold looks fantastic. That is special. Fourth, from Robots in Disguise. I guess that's one of the mini-cons. Man, I dropped out of RID so hard. I stopped caring. The toys weren't any good anymore. I mean, one could argue they were never really ever good. But some of the Warrior classes were cool. RID is probably one of the lowest points for the Transformers franchise, in my opinion. It was just so whatever. Honestly, the show, the toy line. It had some good moments, some good gems, but it was just so whatever. No one's really into it. I do like Strong Arm, though. I'm happy she's getting a new toy. Masterpiece Frenzy. That's such a cool mold. It's so close to being perfect. But whoever designed it was such a moron. They didn't give him good enough hip articulation where he could move his legs forward. For whatever reason, they sculpted it in such a way where you couldn't really have him move his legs forward. What an idiot. Why did you do that? When I have the American release, so to me, the blue one's Rumble, in my heart anyway. Rumble is blue, Frenzy is red. But except the G1 toy. Whenever the toy is referred to as Frenzy, I honor that. But when I just generally think of the character, Rumble is blue. But yeah, it's a great toy, except what were they thinking with the hips? Direct Hit. That's a weird one. I don't know if I've ever seen him before. Again, I've kind of established my knowledge of late 80s, early 90s Transformers could be better. He looks kind of neat, though. But I do have to confess, I think everyone can agree, after a while, the late 80s and early 90s G1 guys got pretty repetitive, generic, and forgettable. They just did. They just became Hera's robot with, mouth plate, head, chest. They stopped really having a lot of uniqueness to them, and they were just pumping out robots to just keep the line going. I'm really happy Beast Wars happened. Beast Wars was such a refresh for the entire brand. It really was. Dark Side Optimus Prime. That mold right there is the Hunt for the Decepticons Battle Blades Optimus mold. I have it with the hooks in the Dark of the Moon, deco with the reflection of the moon and the stars on his chest without the faceplate. It's a great mold. I need to talk about it on a video someday. But it's almost too good for its own good. It's essentially a downsized Revenge of the Fallen Leader Prime. And Leader Prime was pretty intricate, and so is that. I feel like there's a reason why Studio Series Optimus decided to go for a more like Transformers Prime First Edition Optimus-inspired transformation instead of Revenge of the Fallen Leader Prime. Because that's a great toy, but it's so small, and it struggles because of its size. And alrighty, we have saved this for the last. And I'm so happy that Seibertron has some sort of form of archive of pictures for G1 Unicron. What an iconic toy. Big old fat circle boy. Yellow face. Looks nothing like the movie. Iconic. Absolutely iconic. And it is a damn shame that Hasbro never released it. And it's even more of a shame that there has never been a release all these years later. I would love for Hasbro, Takara, whoever, to just make G1 Unicron. Just make it. Yes, you'll have to make it from scratch. Like, I'm sure the original molds aren't available. You'll have to just reproduce it. But the fact that we have a little Super 7 reaction G1 Unicron that looks pretty damn spot on, to me shows that it's doable. They can do it. They just haven't yet. It would be a really cool HasLab. It would be a great HasLab idea. HasLab Unicron, the G1 version. Hopefully it wouldn't be $600 like the other HasLab Unicron, but I guess we'll just have to see. Man, I didn't get that Unicron. I couldn't. It was just too expensive. But, with that being said, we're doing one more. One more. That's it. One more. What do we got? Seibertron? What do we got? United Prowl. This is a speed round. United Prowl. I used to have the Commander Wars version. Pretty cool. Again, got rid of it like Ironhide. Kind of wish I didn't. G1 Mirage Hologram Robot Heroes. He's clear now. Robot Heroes are adorable, and I love that Mirage. Transformers Legends Arcana. That's the little headmaster guy for Brainstorm. Kind of cool, I guess. Age of Extinction Slog. Really cool toy. Underrated, but kind of annoying. But I kind of wish he was in the movie. Pretty cool. I love ROTF Soundwave. Legendary toy. Pretty great. I have almost all the decos except for the black one. Ironhide. That generation's Ironhide can go in the trash. It can go in the trash. Heroes of Cybertron Metroplex. That looks kind of funny, actually. I've never really paid that one any mind. And Smallest Transformers Grimlock. He's a little Grimlock. Alright, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching as I just ramble on about random Transformers on Seibertron.com's randomized toy gallery page. How this works. If you want to do this yourself, I do need to give you the disclaimer. It doesn't automatically refresh as soon as you hit the refresh button. It takes a minute. It refreshes after a minute. So if you hit refresh right after it goes, it's still going to be the same thing. After a minute, it refreshes. I just want to let you know, because when I was doing this the other night, I didn't understand. It took me a second to realize. So there we go, guys. Let me know what you think about my little venture here about just talking about weird Transformer pictures that I just see online. It's so fun, man. This is a fun kind of game. You know, it's fun to do it with yourself, kind of test your Transformers knowledge, get introduced to toys you haven't seen before, maybe find out some ones you kind of want to start tracking down. There are so many Transformers toys that have been made throughout the years, man. So many. It's mind-blowing. And it's really incredible. Treadbolt! Look! Treadbolt! We found the answer! His name's Treadbolt! That's the one I have. Treadbolt. I'm so happy I refreshed. I have Treadbolt. Oh, remember Funko Pop Age of Extinction toys? Ugh. I'm so disappointed they did Funko Pops for Rise of the Beast. Who cares? Ugh. And that lockdown, too. I actually got a random bag of Lego recently, and that Lockdown's head was in there. That was so funny. Alrighty, with that being said, now I'm ending. There's Rapid Run. It's like we're coming full circle. Oh my gosh. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Special shout out to channel members, as always. Thank you all so much for the continued support. Have a great one, guys. I'll see you in the next video. How long was this? How long did I go? I'm looking at my audio right now. How long was it? 40 minutes. Bravo for sticking around, man. Bravo. Have a good one, guys. Bye.